I'm not used to being this far away from the camera. Okay. I have a couple people who ask me, usually on Twitter, how I do things with regards to playing ukulele and guitar. I started playing guitar when I was 14, and then I started playing bass around when I was 16. And when I was 17, I was in a guitar class at school and had private bass lessons. Then I started playing ukulele in 2010. And so, there's a lot of stuff that I do that I don't think about, and then somebody will say they have a problem. It takes me a really long time to analyze how they would come up with that problem, because it's something I've just never had. I answered the thumb question, so a link, and somebody said I have issues with dropping the ukulele if I do that. That had just never occurred to me, that had never been a problem I had. I'm just gonna go through a few instruments and how I hold them. It's very fun for me to understand why I do the things I do. I've never really thought about it before. Concert ukulele, named Taylor. When I play most of the little stringed instruments, I cross my legs like a girl, so that I can rest it there if I'm sitting down and just, like, how do words work? As my previous video mentions, bar chords I tend to pinch, but I realized I can play, like, all of Skull Crusher Mountain with my thumb just... Like, it's not easy, but I realized I can do it. I can hold the ukulele without my thumb. Take this and, squish it. And even if the ukulele's resting on my knee, thigh, I can still hold it without using my thumb at all. And that leaves my thumb free to move around in between chords. But the thumb is just a helper, it's not a main player. Sorry, thumb. And I can play standing up like that, too. I think that's a more traditional method. It really does dull your sound, because you're stopping half of the sound box from moving. I guess if you don't like that, you can get a strap, and if you have a strap on a ukulele, everybody makes fun of you, so you get to pick good sound or dignity. And then my great-grandma's banjo-lele. All of this edge is solid wood. Hang on a sec, I gotta let the dog in. As I was saying, all of this edge is solid wood, so it makes it very heavy, and it's got a cover on the back, too. It's very hard to play standing up, it wants to slide, and I usually just don't play it standing up. I have another ukulele when I want to do that. My thumb plays a bigger role, but I still keep the pressure right about there, and that does stop you from strumming right over the bridge. So I strum way up here, actually. It's right about the 7th fret. I strum on Taylor at about the 12th fret. It means I don't play up here very often, but that's not an issue I run across all that often. This instrument is playable and it sounds good, but it's much more enjoyable for the fact that it was my great-grandmother's than that it's a fabulous ukulele. Sorry. I love the sound of it. I love the sound of it if I can play the right notes. Yeah, when I play Green Day on the ukulele, I tend to use my thumb, because it's Green Day. You can do what you want. And I use my thumb a lot when I'm fingerpicking, because my arm tends to fly out here. I need to get clearance on the bridge. Again, this isn't a particularly user-friendly instrument to play, and I tend to just not play it quite as much. Baritone. Whoop! Oh no! I've already had to get a hole in this fixed once. This was my granddad's. If I'm around people, I tend to put it here. If I'm, like, playing on my bed, I actually play it in this awkward L from Death Note pose. I do use a little bit of the lower arm pressure, but I'll play this one away from my body a lot. Today's a Jonathan Colton day. If you play the ukulele the traditional way, you lose sound. If you play it with a strap, you look like a pussy, and if you sit like this, you look gay. So, basically, the ukulele is, you know... Again, like, I can play a G chord without my thumb on all of these just by getting that pressure with this side of my arm and supporting it with my leg. And I know that works for guitar too, because I know that's how I play guitar. When we get into bass, and I don't have an amp out here, so you're just gonna hear the dirt, 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 but everything is either Jonathan Colton or Green Day right now. Bass, I get like a little bit of support, especially if I'm fingerpicked. I do have to get a lot of support both from my thumb, either from my thumb in the back or my thumb wrapped. That's a case where I'm keeping it level with this hand while I play, and almost all of my weight is supported on my leg. I'm that nerd that plays like way down here with the strap because music comes out of your crotch, it doesn't come out of your heart. Anybody who says otherwise is just selling something. At that point, it's supported by the strap. Supported by the strap, it's supported by my legs. This lets my hand do a lot of... can do that, it gives me pinky access. I don't have particularly large hands, so bass is... if I didn't really like it better than every other instrument, I probably wouldn't be playing it. To do this awkward crouch if I'm standing. And I should know the bass line to Seven Nation Army. Everybody knows the bass line to Seven Nation Army except me. When I hit the higher strings, my thumb flies out. I didn't think about how I play bass until I started making this video. I really should prepare more for the videos I put on YouTube, but I don't. I just turn on the camera and then fart out things. So, as a bonus track, this of course got me wondering about the keytar, because the keytar is the exact opposite of the ukulele. You have to do the frets, and this is a counter pressure to stop it from flying off your boobs. Or chest. Keytar is the exact opposite of that. All your pressure gets put on the keys, which are down at the bottom. I was wondering what I do with my left hand when I play. The difference is when you're playing and you're pressing here, you don't have support behind you. When you're pressing here, you do. Kind of a obvious thing now that I think about it. It's just you've got... your crotch is supporting your music in this. Your crotch always supports you. Your crotch got you down. Got your back. I guess I still pinch when I play keytar, but I don't do it because it's particularly advantageous. I just do it because that's how I play. I am not the world's best guitarist. I just don't play it enough. I think I've also solved one of life's great mysteries about why women get more attractive when they hold keytars and men tend to get less attractive. Remember the whole music is from the crotch thing? Like, this is pressing right there on me. It's like right on my bone. Basically, the most attractive position I could think of to play it. Guys tend to not want that, is my understanding, and by guys I mean people with penises, and by women I mean people with vaginas, which is incredibly transphobic of me, so let's move on. Penis people tend to have to move it like up there, and then you get this T-Rex arm thing going, or you have to move it down, where you get this like gorilla thing going. Now I don't have a penis, so I don't know that for sure, but that's currently my theory.